Well, hello and welcome to a very special race here today. We have some marvellous machines down on the grid that in just a few moments will be accelerating up to some really high speeds indeed to compete for a prestigious Grand Prix victory.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Over here, and welcome back to the last question mark challenge here today for the Belgian Grand Prix in 2018. For the first time here, we can do this challenge on the actual F1 2018 game here. So, really excited to be here on the fresh game. It's going to feel a lot more challenging in a way because the AI are so much better than the F1 2017 game where I've been doing most of my last question mark challenges here. So today, by the title, you can see we're going to be driving as Max Verstappen in his Red Bull racing car, and we're going to be seeing what we can do. Of course, a lot of Dutch fans, Verstappen at the Belgian Grand Prix, you know, that flurry of orange in the grandstands where unfortunately last time wasn't he retired right in front of the grandstand, so it wasn't too great for him. And I think last year I pretty much jinxed him, I think, in the Grand Prix. So let's hope I'm not jinxing him again. If he does, then, well, I guess you can kind of half have me at fault. But anyway, we're going to get into this race then. The strategy-wise is going to be a one-stop, of course. If you're unfamiliar with the last question mark challenge here on my channel, is we do, from last place, obviously, 25% race. So it's a short, snappy race. It also means I can't dawdle with overtakes. Like, I need to make these passes done, which might be harder than ever with the new 2018 AI here on the brand new F1 game. So we'll see how it goes. But one-stop, super soft to soft tires. We'll fill up with a bit of fuel because the Renault, obviously in the back of the Red Bull car, is not great. So we're going to be lacking a bit straight line speed, so it is going to be a bit of a challenge. We're going to kick it up into high on ERS deployment here, straight off the fibre lights, to try and see what we can do into turn one and the opening lap here. Here we go, fibre lights are out, and we're underway for 11 laps then of the Belgian Grand Prix here around Spa-Francorchamps, driving as Verstappen. On the outside, we go to turn one, going to get boxed in somewhat between the two Williams cars and also the Sauber of Ericsson there, trying to find their way around the outside of Sorokin there. But straight away, you can see, look at that, the Williams car pulls alongside me and re-overtakes me there. So already I know we're pretty screwed for a straight line. We're going to have to do all these passes in corners pretty much, which is a bit of a weird thing to say because here at Spa, usually all the passes get done down the Kemmel Straight or through Blanchimont to the bus stop here, but we might have to do all of our overtaking in Sector 2 maybe as we go and pounce round the outside of the rush in then to get back into P19. And then straight away I'm going to be thinking about the next pass on the Sauber and other Williams cars, Stroll and Ericsson. We're going down the inside, nearly almost ram into the back of Lance Stroll as Stroll and Ericsson slow themselves up. We're down the inside, and Stroll, what on earth are you doing, my man? You're nearly squeezing off onto the grass there. I had the inside line. My car was well and truly alongside you, mate, so I don't know what that pinch was, but there we go. And we're up into P17. I guess you could say a very Verstappen-esque kind of move there, getting the elbows out, a little bit of paint swapping on the side pod there. I mean, that's the Verstappen way in some kind of essence. So we're up into P17, and now it's going to be even more. 16, 15 maybe, down the inside of two cars there. Hartley and Leclerc. I've got to tell you, I was having a lot of fun out here in the Red Bull car. It's got so much ridiculous downforce and grip, and the braking power. Like, you can see why Ricciardo and Verstappen do moves they do sometimes in F1 races right now this year, especially Ricciardo, you know, with I'm thinking like the dive he did on Bottas at the Chinese Grand Prix. I can almost see why now, because compared to other cars I've played on this game, the braking power of the Red Bull car is just no-nose bounds. It's just so good on the brakes. And so we got Hartley there. Unfortunately, Leclerc, to be fair to him, did a great job of defending. And also that Sauber, just like has been noted in real life, is a rocket ship in this year's game. And so he gets away from me. And so I have to play a bit tactically, go to low on the ERS deployment, try and save the ERS battery where I can in the corners for the back straight pretty much and the main straight, and try and do the pass here if we can on the outside. Maybe as Leclerc goes to defensive on the inside, so he defends the inside line, but that's not going to matter because we go the long way around, and I'm just going to try and use the downforce and the grip of the Red Bull. And there we go, down the inside now, a little bit over the curbing, and then graze the wall a little bit on the exit, and we're up into P15 then. We can get on the back of Stoffel Van Dorn then immediately on the end of lap 2. You can see now in overtake mode on ERS, so definitely playing it very tactically this race in terms of going low and none constantly in corners in Sector 2, and then where I can going overtake mode on the main straight. And here with a big old dive bomb there on Van Dorn. And I was a bit probably over ambitious on trying to overtake Pierre Gasly there. Of course, Verstappen's new teammate in F1 2019, it'll be Gasly in the Red Bull car. We're going to overtake him in the Toro Rosso this year. Nonetheless, down the inside of turn 1, we've got a red rear wing there, which means a DRS failure, because the DRS isn't open right now for us, so it can't be a DRS failure in the sense of it's going to be left open like I had in my career mode episode 1. It's going to be a DRS failure, so I don't have DRS for now, which is a real shame, because that's just going to mean even less straight line speed for us. So, you know, needs must. We're going to have to try and make even more passes in a corner. And here we go, down the inside of Puon then, for what was attempted a very nice pass on Ocon. Doesn't work out. We dive down the inside then, and he, oh my god, squeezes very, very hard into the apex there. We got the elbows out again, and still wrestling the car around the outside. Now to the inside, the next corner, over the curb, and going to use some ERS as well on the exit, and we're up into P12. And now, can we catch up to Fernando Alonso? He might make a move on the car ahead of him, so if he slows, if they slow each other down, that'd be perfect for us. But look at this, Ocon now, the Mercedes engine in the back of the Force India is going around the outside of Blanchimont, and Ocon has just done a reverse on Verstappen. He's done a Verstappen move on Verstappen just then, around the outside of Blanchimont. Meanwhile, we've got Magnussen round the outside of the Renault. No, it's not even Magnussen, it's Romain Grosjean round the outside of Hülkenberg that was, and now Alonso's got in the mix. So we've got 4 cars, so Perez, Grosjean, Hülkenberg and Alonso all really together, and so this now might be a good opportunity to overtake them as we go towards Rouge, Radion, and then up the hill on the Kemmel Straight. We won't have the pure straight line speed to overtake Alonso here before we get to Rouge, but we have to just stick behind him right up his gearbox. We go up towards Radion, and then the Kemmel Straight. Oh, big shake of oversteer. There's the dirty air from the McLaren, washes over the Red Bull front wing there, but we've just about caught it there. Snap of oversteer for good measure, and now we've got DRS back. Actually, you can see clearly on that 4 we have got DRS back, so thankfully the Red Bull team, I don't know what they did, electronic reset or whatever, but they've solved the problem. They've ran the numbers and the DRS is back online, so now we can try and overtake Grosjean as he maybe looks at a move at Hülkenberg. We're going to catch him napping a little bit around the outside of him, around the outside of Hülkenberg. You can just see I'm taking the absolute piss of these cars here. The downforce levels of the Red Bull, I said it, it's just unreal. It really is just unreal. You need to try it for yourselves, guys, but against midfield cars, the Red Bull car is something else. I'm sure the Ferrari and Mercedes also feels that way, but I can tell why in the real-life Grand Prix, it just seems like a bit of a piss take when the cars have to come back through. You know, Ricciardo and Hamilton at Germany. I'm trying to think of other instances, but whenever a top 3 car needs to make its way through the midfield, it's not even much of a challenge, really. It's just them passing hurdles as they go along, because they've just got such a big pace gulf as like a base unit. So now we're catching up now to Magnussen, who's equally trying to catch up to Sergio Perez here. So let's watch out. We've got yellow flags up ahead, so is there an issue for a car here? Let's see, through Blanchimont, we have to lift off a little bit there. Yellow flag straight away, and they're all going to the left. We're going to go to the right. Oh my god, we just about dodged Kimi Räikkönen's Ferrari there, going slowly down the inside. Double lock up there, bit of big contact with Magnussen. Perez is in, Vettel's in. I'm going to follow them in there. It was time for our pit stop anyway, but I'm going to follow them in and try and get an undercut, but that was a heart and mouth moment there as I almost crashed straight into the back of Kimi Räikkönen there. Just about dodged it, and so that's a major issue for Ferrari. I really hope for the championship's sake I haven't just jinxed Ferrari in real life there, and I hope they don't have any sort of similar issues, because otherwise that wouldn't be too great for the championship fight. It would be quite wide open then for Mercedes, wouldn't it? But yeah, on that note then, I haven't actually spoken about it, but if you are new around here, I have a good track record of either jinxing stuff or also calling stuff. I have correctly predicted some positions here and there over the past. I think the most famous one was probably Alonso back in 2017, where I predicted his finishing position and also his fast lap of the Grand Prix at the Hungarian Grand Prix. But equally, I've also jinxed stuff, like I said, with the Verstappen challenge I did last year, as we got a Force India with the front wing off there of Ocon for some reason. Yeah, last year I did the challenge with Verstappen and he retired from the Grand Prix. So let's see how it goes. I think this video should be posted straight after the real life Grand Prix. Of course, if you guys know my channel in the last week at least, you'll know that I'm actually in Spa right now for the Belgian Grand Prix whilst you guys watch this. So let me know in the comments below what you thought of the real life race. Obviously, I'm recording this ahead of time, so I have no idea. But let me know in the comments below if I did jinx it or not, if I'm a wizard or I'm a bad omen for Ferrari or whatever driver you support. Let's see. But anyway, we're going to close up then to Magnussen. Let's get back to the racing action, shall we? So it's taken a while up to lap 8 to actually catch back up to Magnussen here, trying to overtake him. Let's see, can we go around the outside, have a little bit of a look? Doesn't work out, but now goes to the left, maybe to the right, then down the inside of the bus stop chicane. Räikkönen's actually behind us, actually, so Räikkönen's managed to fix his issue and he's coming back into this Grand Prix. So let's see how he goes. We've got DRS to get away from Magnussen, but to be honest, I think he could have a good run. Obviously a Ferrari engine in the back of that Haas. So let's see how this goes then as we go on later into the Grand Prix, as we move on down towards the Kemmel Straight. And here comes K-Mag there, and that is that's embarrassing. That's a really easy part. that's just been a walk in the park for Magnussen, hasn't that? That's easy. He's just got past us. So, right, we need to reconvene. We're a medium ERS. Really, I should probably be going to low ERS, but at the moment, we're going to keep it a medium. Try and re-overtake him in the corner if we can. We go a little bit deep here, and now you can see Magnussen cuts across me. He is really holding me up now, because you look at the mini-map there, Raikkonen is closing up to us. So at the moment, I really need to get past the Dane here. Can move down the inside of P1. It's going to be very close. Oh, lovely move there. Little bit of a tap in the side pod area, but nonetheless we get that. We're back ahead of him. But then as we go on to lap 10, the second last lap of the Grand Prix, and again we look at the back of the rear wing, and again we look, and it's actually just a piss take, isn't it? The Renault engine in the back of the Red Bull. It really is. I can see why Verstappen started swearing so much at the Hungarian Grand Prix. I mean, if it's not working, it's just not very fast, is it? So yeah, we just about defend from Raikkonen there, but we need to try and get back on Magnussen, and we're going to try and do so in the last sector here of lap 10 on towards the last lap of the Grand Prix. Again, Magnussen is just parking the car. We just about get it down the inside. Major opposite lock there to control the car, but all the while Raikkonen closes up, and so this is going to get a little bit hot under the collar towards the end of the Grand Prix between us three. I'm going to try and see if I can overtake him right now, because Raikkonen is right up my gearbox now. He's going to try and actually overtake us there. We're moving around a little bit, but we're also getting good slipstream off Magnussen. So here we are. We're literally nose to tail, K-Mag, myself, and Raikkonen right behind him. They're going to swoop to the left-hand side, try and find the space, but Magnussen squeeze us towards the grass. We've got a tyre on the left front, and the tyre is locked up. We've nearly gone straight on there at the chicane. So big calamity and mistake there from me at the end of the race. The front left tyre went in the grass. Obviously no grip on the grass, and so the front left tyre just locks up completely, and I'm lucky not to slam that into the wall there at the last chicane. But I was all due to Magnussen not giving me the room. Like, I had just about a nose right beside his rear tyre, and then he just squeezed me onto the grass there. But I mean, I guess that's K-Mag, ain't it? So we're going to have to just try and re-overtake him maybe on the last lap of the Grand Prix now, onto the last straight, towards the last corner. It's do or die now, because Raikkonen's gone, and Bottas has actually retired out of this Grand Prix. So let's see if that's a bad omen for Mercedes in real life. I don't know, you guys can let me know in the comments below. But we're up into P7 then. Can we make it P6 at least? Last to P6. I'll take that with Verstappen, to be honest. So let's see what we can do. To the last corner, we're so far back, but it's a big dive, and we close right up mid-apex, and he's given us the room. We're going to squeeze him like he squeezed us, and on the line, it's going to be a photo finish to the death. I'm going to get across just ahead of Kevin Magnussen there. Really good fight there right at the end. Never gave up, and we got P6 at the Belgian Grand Prix, and so it'll be last to P6. Like I said, I think that's a pretty damn decent effort there for our very first Last Question Mark challenge here on the F1 2018 game. But that has been the video then, guys, for the 2018 Belgian Grand Prix. Like I said, this should be posted shortly after the real-life Grand Prix, so do let me know in the comments below what you thought of the real-life Grand Prix. Obviously, I saw it from the grandstands. You guys, some of you guys might have seen it also from the grandstand or from your TV, so let me know how it looked on TV, because it might look entirely different from my view at P1. So, yeah, anyway, guys, that's been the video. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you are around here, get subscribed for weekly full-on content. I've been Alfa. Hope you enjoyed the day, and we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.